Topic of neurology. I'm a neurologist. I'm principal director and unit head in Max Dwarka. So I will make it very interactive. We'll be talking. So my agenda, the flow of presentation will be, I'll be talking about the statistics of stroke in India. कितने टाइप के स्ट्रोक्स होते हैं, डेफिनेशन इन टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रोक्स, व्हाट आर द रिस्क फैक्टर्स फॉर स्ट्रोक्स, एंड most important thing in stroke is that we have to act fast. That is very important, that we have to recognize the stroke very early and we have to act fast. That is the most critical thing, and that I basically want to make you understand. And apart from that, one important thing is this, that time is brain. If we lose time, we lose brain, and I will talk about that as well. Apart from that, if you find a case of stroke, how to identify that and what you have to do in that case. And apart from that, what are the possible stroke treatments which are available to us, and what we offer at Max. How well equipped we are at Max. Statistics of strokes. Can you imagine how many people die per hour from stroke in India? 15 people die every hour because of stroke. So it is such a difficult disease, such a disabling, and with such a high mortality in this disease. And 1 in 4 die because of stroke, and we do not want to be one of them. That is the very important message which I want to give. Like very valid question he has asked, what exactly is stroke? I'll be answering that, but I would like to know from you what you understand by stroke. Anyone?
ब्रेन पैरालिसिस.
ब्रेन पैरालिसिस, लकवा हिंदी में बोलते हैं ब्रेन पैरालिसिस और ब्रेन अटैक. These are the parallel terms which we use for stroke. Stroke means as we have arteries which are blocked in the heart when we get heart attack. Similarly, when the arteries are blocked in the brain, it leads to brain stroke. And the area of the brain which has been damaged, that leads to neurological impairment. That is stroke. Usually we understand that patient is having a लकवा हो गया, पैरालिसिस हो गया, वन हाफ ऑफ द बॉडी है, उसको हम समझते हैं. लेकिन पेशेंट को सिर्फ सेंसरी सिम्टम्स भी हो सकते हैं. कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि पेशेंट आपको कंफ्यूज भी लग सकता है. इट्स जस्ट कंफ्यूज्ड है, ही इज नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आप क्या कह रहे हैं, वो समझ ही नहीं पा रहे आप क्या कह रहे हैं. दैट कुड आल्सो बी स्ट्रोक. स्ट्रोक की सबसे जो इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है कि इट कम्स ऑल ऑफ अ सडन, एकदम अचानक हिट करता है. यू नॉट बी प्रिपेयर्ड, सडनली समथिंग चेंजेस. अगर ऐसा कुछ भी होता है तो दैट इज पॉसिबली अ स्ट्रोक एंड इमीडिएटली रश टू द हॉस्पिटल. इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव, इट इज द फोर्थ लीडिंग कॉज ऑफ डेथ इन इंडिया. Approximately 1.5 million cases of new acute stroke cases occur every year in India, and one stroke happens every 40 seconds, and one stroke death occurs every 4 minutes. Now, compared to the West, ischemic strokes are little commoner in India. Ischemic stroke means when there is a clot, when the artery is blocked by a clot, leading to impairment of nutrients going to the brain, leading to damage of the brain cells. That is ischemic stroke. And hemorrhagic stroke is when the blood vessel is ruptured, because of which there is a collection of blood. That is hemorrhagic stroke. In India, we have ischemic stroke is higher, approximately 85%. And in US, it is the hemorrhagic stroke which is a little commoner. One thing which is very important is that most of the patients, if they are not treated in time, they will die or they will have long-term disability. They will live with long-term disability. So it is a disease which has so much of disability and mortality. So it is very important that it has to be picked up very early and it has to be treated very early. Briefly, we have talked about. So this is the question. So stroke is not heart attack. It is a brain stroke when the blood vessel is blocked, leading to damage to the brain cells. Now you can see the artery. There is a clot which has gone there and has blocked the artery, leading to the blood flow is disrupted, leading to damage to that particular area of the brain which has been blocked. So 85% cases are usually of ischemic strokes. When the blood vessel leaks, there is a rupture of the blood vessel, that is a hemorrhagic stroke. Usually about 15 to 20% in different regions of in the world. Today we'll be talking about ischemic strokes primarily. So this is an evil clot. I would call this evil clot because it has so much of impact on our life and on our health. In how many ways it can affect? It can really put family burden because one of the person is hemiplegic or is having paralysis. To take care of that particular person in terms of not only in terms of money, but apart from that, physical help is required, emotional support is required. So it is quite a problem if the person is patient is not dependent on his own. Then he has a lot of problems. It increases the stress of the family. The medical burden, your patient is admitted in the hospital along with the family members are also. Now, there are risk factors. What are the risk factors on the basis of which chances of stroke increases? Like as we grow older, the chances of stroke increases because what happens is there is aging of the arteries. Arteries otherwise are very elastic, but they gradually become harder, because of which chances of damage to the inner layer of arteries happens. So there is collection of cholesterol there, leading to plaques. On these plaques move on further, they break from that artery and go up and they block a small artery, leading to a stroke. This cannot be changed. At younger age, men are more likely to suffer from stroke, but women usually tend to live longer. So the chances of lifetime of having a stroke is usually higher in women, and particularly women who are taking birth control pills, contraceptives. They have a high risk of, particularly cortical venous sinus thrombosis are little commoner with these patients. And during pregnancy and after birth also, there is a high possibility of strokes. Like cortical venous sinus thrombosis, the veins in the brain, they get clotted. That is very common. And apart from that, in whites it is lesser compared to blacks and American Indians and Indians, it is little higher. It is not a genetic disease, but if there is a family history is there, the chances are little higher. And there are certain genes, the people are having a blood group AB have a little higher incidence of stroke. High blood pressure is the most important risk factor for stroke. We have to control our blood pressure. We are not attentive about blood pressure. We have to check our blood pressure very regularly. This is very, very important because the blood pressure is high, puts constant pressure on your blood vessel wall, and that leads to atherosclerosis. So it is important that we have to keep our blood pressure in check. Then one term is called as atrial fibrillation, that is irregular heart rhythm. When there is irregular heart rhythm, blood, it generally happens in the one of the chamber of the heart, which is the left atrium. What happens is that blood is stopped there for some period of time because it is not effectively contracting. It is a chaotic contraction because of which the blood stops there, clots are formed and they go to the brain. There is atrial fibrillation, and it is very important to pick it up. And now what we are saying is that earlier it was thought that out of the ischemic stroke it is approximately 15-20%, but what we are now noticing is it is approximately 30 to 40%, where we are not able to find out what is the cause of stroke. It is usually the atrial fibrillation is the cause. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question to answer. What about people who have low blood pressure? High blood pressure has this, but then there are people who have low blood pressure also. What about in those cases?
Low blood pressure doesn't have a risk for the stroke. Okay, basically low blood pressure. Suppose somebody is having an autonomic dysfunction, and because of which patient is having a low blood pressure. Patient will be having different symptoms, but not stroke. They will not have a high risk of stroke.
Can they have a heart attack?
Usually not. Usually not. And then if patient is having a transient ischemic attack means a clot goes into the artery and it dissolves on its own by our own mechanisms, and patient improves. This is transient ischemic attack. If patient is having transient ischemic attack, then there is a high risk of stroke. So it is very important that we have to pick up these patients. Usually what is happening with these patients, their arteries are blocked here. And we have to pick these patients very fast and early, and we have to treat them. And patient can have transient ischemic attack because of the cardioembolic strokes also. That because of the atrial fibrillation also patient can have clots which are going from the heart to the brain. And physical inactivity, that also puts, these are the modifiable risk factors. Smoking, alcohol, drug abuse, obesity, long sitting, and stress. These are the very common factors which have to be modified. Lakwe ke alawa, what are the symptoms? There are approximately 108 symptoms of strokes, which you will not be able to identify sometimes. So I will enumerate few basic symptoms. Important thing is this patient is absolutely normal, and suddenly something happens to him. This is a stroke. Whatever will be the symptom, which means patient can have hemiparesis, like patient can have sudden loss of balance. Patient is not able to walk. Patient is walking like a drunken, right? This is a stroke. Sudden loss of vision, or patient is having a double vision. This can be a stroke. Apart from that, face is uneven. This is facial balancing. This is a stroke. Patient is having a weakness of his arm or leg, or arm and leg both. This is a stroke. Speech change. It could be slurred speech, that the clarity of voice is not there, or apart from that, the language has got affected. Language has got affected means that patient is not able to properly speak. The words are not coming to the patient. Patient is not able to name things. This is a stroke. Patient is not able to comprehend what you are saying. आप उनको क्या बोल रहे हैं उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Or patient is using some kind of a different language which you are not aware. That is again a stroke. So it is.
Can there be partial memory loss?
Yes, absolutely.
Also,
Absolutely. See, sometimes patients can have a transient global amnesia, in which patient can be totally confused for hours together. They are not able to even relate what is happening around them, and then they get all right. So this can happen because of stroke, and even in patients who are having seizures. This is called as TJ.
Doctor, I have a question to ask. This also can happen when they get into the, sometimes those who are diabetic, they get into hyperglycemic state.
When the patient is in hypoglycemia, yes, patient hypoglycemia is a mimicker for stroke. In hyperglycemia, if it is a very high blood sugar, in that case also, that can also be.
And when it is low, then?
When it is low, that is very usual, that is very common.
Is headache not a symptom in this case?
Headache usually is not a symptom, it depends on if the stroke is large. Suppose there is a large MCA infarct is there, in that case the pressure rises, then otherwise small infarct will not have any symptoms.
So in the low sugar
In
also?
headache will not be there.
So in the low sugar also can they get a stroke?
Low sugar will mimic like a stroke, but it is not a stroke.
It's not a stroke.
It is not a stroke. Patient can develop same kind of symptom, but it is not a stroke. Stressed about acting fast. So, why acting fast is important? Because time is brain, and the time lost is brain lost. Every second counts in stroke. The moment you get a stroke, if suppose there is a large vessel occlusion is there, per stroke, the number of neurons which we lose is 1.2 billion. The number of synapses which we lose are 8.3 trillion. And the aging, suppose person is 50 years old, he will be 86 years old after one major stroke. So you can see what it is. So it is a disease which has to be really picked up. After seeing this video, what do you understand? What is more important in this?
Excitement.
Fast. Fast.
That's true.
You react fast. You react fast and you react correctly. Yes, act fast. That is the critical thing which I really want to emphasize. So what do you do in case of stroke? What do you do? Bataiye.
Going to hospital.
immediately run towards the
Any
hospital.
hospital, or you'll go to a particular type of hospital?
Specialized, the hospital which has all the
Which has what kind of facilities?
neuro.
You try to get it as with the neuro.
Advanced diagnostic.
Advanced diagnostic means?
Labs, CT.
Yes.
So, emergency.
A person near you is affected with a stroke, so you have to take him to a hospital. What do? You will go to a hospital which is a CT facility, and the neurologist is available who can give medications which are clot busting drugs, which is thrombolysis. Now when we see a CT, so in CT, stroke looks like this. There is a hypodensity. This area is normal. This is, you can see, this is dark. This is stroke.
So this is the original image.
This is original. Yeah.
This is the original.
Similarly, this is an MRI. See, we basically do two types of protocols. One is a CT protocol. We do an MRI protocol. Usually, what happens is when the patient comes to emergency and we do a CT. So usually CT will not pick up stroke initially. CT will take at least 6 hours to pick up a stroke. CT is not that sensitive. So we have MRI protocols which are very sensitive. As she raised the question, in hypoglycemia can you have similar kind of symptoms? Yes. So the thing is, if we do thrombolysis on the basis of CT, sometimes we can do mistakes also. And that is the reason we generally go with the MRI protocols. In MRI protocols, you can see the stroke like this. There is a diffusion weighted imaging and it will be bright here. And this is the ADCMM in which it will be dark. So this confirms this is a stroke, which will not be picked up by the CT. The most important thing that makes a difference is that you have to recognize the symptoms of stroke. Early recognition is the most important thing. Approximately 1 in 10 people make an excellent recovery if they are cared in a specialized center. They should, either a stroke, whether it is a ischemic stroke or a hemorrhagic stroke, should be admitted to a specialized stroke unit, which have specialized care facilities for them. And we have to use clot busting drugs like TPA or tenecteplase for these patients. And these clot busting drugs, what they do, they basically break up the clot and open up the artery, because of which the patient improves. Sometimes what happens is that patient comes to us, and once we do an MRI, there is a clot is already there, diffusion restriction is there, as I have shown you, there is a, but there is an area around that which is also ischemic, and that is salvageable, that is usko bacha sakte hain. So that is the reason that when we give the thrombolysis, we are able to salvage that area, and because of which the patient improves. The area of the brain which has been damaged is damaged. The nearby area which can be damaged, we are able to salvage that. The basic thing is that. Tenecteplase and the alteplase, which we use for thrombolysis. Now, apart from the medications, now stroke treatment has really evolved now. Now we can, like in heart, like we do angiography, we do angioplasty. Similarly, in strokes, we have specialized neurocath lab which are much advanced than the cardiac cath labs, and they are usually biplane cath labs. And we have devices like we can do thrombectomy. We can take out the clot from the major artery. We can take out the clot from the major artery, and immediately the patient improves after those clots.
So do the ED patient need to take the blood thinner also? Is it?
If patient has a risk factor, yes, definitely. If patient is having a diabetes and hypertension, and patient is having other risk factors, in that case, yes, as a prevention, that is a primary prevention.
That's a primary prevention. But in general.
In general, it is not required. It is only when the patient is having multiple problems, like patient is having a dyslipidemia, hypertension, diabetes. In that case, it is always better to go for it.
And in some of the cases, patient what they do, they take medicine for 2-3 days, and then they discontinue for 2-3 days. Again, they take it. So in that situation, what happens?
See, the thing is, if patient, suppose a stroke patient, already patient had a stroke.
No, suppose if the patient.
If patient is not, suppose patient is not having stroke, but patient is not having already any problem, in that case it may not affect.
But has a BP.
patient has to continue with the blood pressure medication. If they lose, if they stop all the medication, in that case, definitely the blood pressure will go high, the diabetes will definitely get affected. So that increases the changes in the blood vessels and chances of strokes increases. Because that is we have to, like we were saying about the modifiable risk factors. So these are the modifiable risk factors where we have to treat the hypertension so that the blood vessel changes we are able to reduce. We can't stop the aging, but rest of the things we can definitely control, and that is what we have to do. So we can do the mechanical thrombectomy and the catheter aspiration. We suck out the clot, we can take out the clot. This is the artery which was blocked here. We did a mechanical thrombectomy and the artery opened. The major artery. Usually these kind of techniques are done for large vessel occlusion, like the MCA, middle cerebral artery, ACA. If patient is having a block in basilar artery, top of basilar, these are the major vessels. But now the techniques are refined so much that we are able to reach even up to M2 or even up to M3 segments of MC. So things are really advancing. And you can see the red clot here, which has been taken out. And if this would not have happened, then you can think what would have happened to the patient. Now this is the biplane cath lab which I am talking about. This is the cath lab, which is a neuro cath lab, in which we can do these kind of procedures. And these procedures are being done day in and day out now in big hospitals. This is a slide where I would like to give you a glimpse of how stroke treatment really has evolved over a period of time. Before 1996, we didn't have anything. Patient used to come to stroke, we were used to do a simple symptomatic treatment, used to give aspirin and other treatments. Apart from that, we didn't have any clot busting drugs. In 1996, after one of the trials, NINDS trial, we got approval for Altiplase for 3 hours. After that, in 2006, this time was extended to 4.5 hours. There a very large study happened on the basis of which they saw that up to 4.5 hours that we can safely give these drugs. But it is very important that you have to understand, as I have shown in that particular figure, every second counts. If you delay it, so there is a loss of more and more neurons in the brain. So if you do it very early, the chances of recovery are much better. The result will be much excellent. If you delay it, then recovery will not be that good. Then a lot of things were happening. They were trying to go over, like the cardiac sciences were evolving, and people were able to do corneal angiography, they were doing to do stenting, other things. But that was not really successful in neuro, because these arteries are very small compared to the coronaries. So then they were able to, with the newer devices, they were able to do successful intra-arterial therapies with the in 2006 with the Mr. Clean study. After that, another drug came, which is Tenecteplase, which has been, though it is not US FDA approved, but it is approved by the Indian government. And further, the treatment evolved. Now, sometimes what happens is the patients had a stroke in the night and we do not know the onset, because we can give the medication till 4.5 hours only. So once we do not know the onset, then how to give the medication? So we have very good, because MRI machines are, they are, now we have 3 Tesla MRIs, and with a lot of different protocols are there. So we are able to make out what will be the approximate time of onset from those machines by those protocols. So what we do is that even if we do not know what was the time at when the patient, because most of the strokes or heart attacks will occur in the night, because the blood pressure usually goes high at that point of time. And the patient, when he wakes up, it is a wake-up stroke and patient is paralyzed. And then he comes to the hospital and we do not know the onset of the disease. So by doing certain kind of MRI protocols, we are able to make out that this patient can be given thrombolysis or not. That is, we do a diffusion flare mismatch. That means when I have shown you that brightness in the flare, if it has not come, that means it is possibly 4.5 hours or less. So that is the reason we are able to do even in those patients who are wake up stroke without difficulty, because now we have the clear cut indications for that. And apart from that, one more thing has happened. Like it is not like the aging of the brain, like once the clot is there, the damage will be consistent for every patient, not necessarily. Brain, if you look at the brain circulation, it is supported from both the sides. It is a circle of Willis. So basically, from the right side also, left side also, a lot of arteries are. If patient is having blockage, then what happens is sometimes there is a collateral circulation from the other side, the blood supply is there. So that is the reason if suppose the major artery is even blocked. So what we see sometimes is that patient is having a infarct is small and the whole artery is blocked. So and patient has come to us after 6 hours, 18 hours, 22 hours. So for these patients, what we do is we go with the CT perfusion studies or MRI perfusion studies. What we find out in these patients is the area which has been permanently damaged is there, but there is a salvageable area which we call as ischemic penumbra. Once we are able to figure out that yes, it is salvageable, there is a large vessel occlusion is there, we take that patient for mechanical thrombectomy. In one of my patients, I have done mechanical thrombectomy at 22 hours and patient recovered. So it is very much an individualized treatment. It is not, it is 100% 6 hours or like that. No. It depends on the patient own circulation. On the basis of which we are able to select the proper regime for that. What facilities do have? First of all, in stroke, we require a teamwork. It is not like heart attack. In heart attack, only cardiologist is required. Patient comes, we do the ECG, there is resting elevation, and the patient is having a stroke, having a heart attack, patient is straight away taken to the cath lab and they do the primary. But in stroke, it is not like this. Here there is involvement of emergency team, so they have to pick up the stroke. If they don't pick up the stroke, you'll miss the patient. We require radiological services so that they are able to do MRI or CT at the earliest so that we don't lose time. And then the neurologist should be always available, interventionist should always be available if there is a large vessel occlusion is there, and the neurosurgery if any kind of complication occurs. So in our hospital, team is very well versed with the time is brain concept. They are very well aware about this. And they immediately act. So what is our protocol is, as soon as the patient comes to us, we take the patient for MRI and we do a MR angiogram also right at that moment itself, so that we are able to pick up a large vessel occlusion also. If there is a large vessel occlusion, if the patient has come to us in a window period, we will thrombolize the patient. Along with it, we'll take the patient straight away to the cath lab, because even after thrombolysis, with the large vessel occlusion, chances of opening of artery is less. So we have to take the patient immediately for mechanical thrombectomy until unless patient has started improving. If patient is improving, then it is okay. If patient is not improved, in that case straight away patient is taken to the cath lab to open up the artery. So this is what we do. And apart from this, so we have what we have. We have 24/7 high-end CT angiography, CT perfusion studies, MRI studies, MR angio studies, MR perfusion studies, and we have the clot busting drugs, TPA and the tenecteplase. And as I said, that apart from the routine, like usually earlier it was like timing is 4.5 hours, and in mechanical thrombectomy it can be up to 6 hours in the usual cases. But we have expertise for beyond time cases by picking up core perfusion mismatch and diffusion flare mismatch. These are the basically MRI protocols or CT protocols on the basis of which we can pick up these patients who can be benefited by giving even beyond time treatment. And our treatments are for acute ischemic strokes are at par with the global standards. Yesterday we have thrombolized one patient within 45 minutes. One very important thing, as I said, that to early recognition, and we have to act fast. Act fast means that you have to bring the patient to the hospital, and we have to also act fast. So we have to normalize the patient within 1 hour. That is the global standard that we have to do it within 1 hour. We have done it in 47 minutes.
Does dementia has any relation to this?
So what you have understood?
Women has more questions for than men.
How costly is the whole thing?
सर मैं आता हूँ, उससे भी आता हूँ। बस ये खत्म हो रही है तो last thing. So time is brain. So what you have learned today? Two important things. Time is brain. So act fast and definitely early.
Time. What are the chances of this stroke? I mean, is there any chance?
Chances of strokes are little higher.
So how do we come to know that the patient, I mean, the person who is sleeping, सोते वक्त तो actual stroke?
It will whenever the patient will wake up, then you will come to know. And then unless
If
he
we are-
gets up at that point of time, then he will come.
And when we are talking about, especially we are talking about time is brain. So वो formula फिर वहाँ पर कैसे?
वो that is the reason. See, the thing is that patient has a stroke in the night. So we do not know what time patient had a stroke. Patient comes to us in the morning. We check the patient, we do the MRI protocols, and then we are able to find out that patient is having diffusion to the bright eye and फेयर में bright नहीं है. That means it is still 4.5 hours से lesser है. We immediately normalize the patient even if we do not know the onset. That is what I am saying.
So there are chances of
Yes.
stroke during the sleeping.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, they are more. सर्दियों के अंदर early morning stroke बहुत कम होता है.
Then again the blood pressure.
Blood pressure is the major role. Absolutely.
Dr. Anand, just
Yes,
one
sir.
question. When somebody recognizes that he is getting a stroke, as a first step at home itself, can he do anything like some deep breathing or some anything like which can be done?
Sir, basically stroke के अंदर usually जो symptoms होते हैं, if it is a small stroke, in that case, patient will have paralysis or speech difficulty or slurring of speech or facial deviation, imbalance. You have not to do anything. You have to just rush the patient to the hospital. You can't do anything there. Don't ever give aspirin or anything because you do not know what is there in the brain. Until unless you do not do a CT or MRI, you will not come to know whether patient is an infarct, clot or it is a hemorrhage. If there is a hemorrhage in the brain, you will do more harm to the patient.
Okay.
So that is the reason you are not to do anything. Usually patients have a tendency to give aspirin at that point of time. Don't ever do that.
On the way to hospital, can any breathing exercise or some kind of a movement?
That will, see, the thing is, appropriate breathing or other things will not, if patient is unconscious, it's a different thing altogether.
If he is unconscious and knows that it is happening,
In that case, just rush to the hospital. That is what you should do. It all depends. We have to select the patient, and usually chances of bleeding is there because they have big thrombosis. But the thing is, when we select the patient appropriately, then chances are really reduced. If there is a very large infarct, then in that case, definitely.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saxena, for giving us time and enlightening our members. रोटरी के भी मेंबर आए हुए हैं आपके पास में और IWPL के भी मेंबर हैं. हम यहाँ व्हीलचेयर क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट कराते हैं and thanks a lot for giving such a detailed about this neuro problems which normally people face, and we only expect that when the patient comes in, you take care of them. इंश्योरेंस से मिल जाएगा या अपने पैसे लगाने पड़ेंगे, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज यही
इसके
है.
अंदर ये है basically that because acute stroke is an emergency, तो अगर आपके पास इंश्योरेंस है या कोई पैनल है और हॉस्पिटल अगर पैनल है तो वो सब कुछ उसमें होता है बिकॉज इट इज एन एब्सोल्यूट इमरजेंसी. तो इसके अंदर सब कुछ अभी नहीं है सर, पर आगे तो होगा. अभी भी ऐसा है कि कोई इमरजेंसी आती है, जैसे मैडम ने भी बताया था कि कोई इमरजेंसी आती है, वी टेक द पेशेंट फॉर इमरजेंसी. तो इमरजेंसी के अंदर इट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड दैट इट हैज टू बी एम्पैनल्ड. आपको टीपे के जो है पेपर भेजे जाते हैं दैट शायद थर्ड पार्टी इंश्योरेंस है, ऐसा कुछ है, बट दैट इज डन. इमरजेंसी में इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी दैट यू हैव टू गो टू द हॉस्पिटल विच इज एम्पैनल्ड. नॉट नेसेसरी.
सर हमने बचपन में सुना हुआ है हेल्थ इज वेल्थ. पैसे बचाए, हेल्थ पे ध्यान रखिए, फिर वेल्थ बचा रहेगा आपके पास. अगर आपने ध्यान नहीं दिया तो पैसे सारे डॉक्टर साहब को देने पड़ेंगे.
सर एक चीज
कॉस्ट सर
एक चीज क्या बोला इन्होंने time is brain and time is money also. So brain is money. If you have money, then go.
अभी किसी फूलों के साथ आप डॉक्टर अर्पिता का स्वागत करें।
But then I guess this is the demand of the hour, and right now Dwarka has all good 4 hospitals here, and Max coming in I think has added more to it. And Max Hospital is one of the oldest hospital, and people in Delhi, they do believe in Max. So far I know. So I know Mukeshji's elder brother is also with Max Hospital Saket, who is a cardiac surgeon, Dr. B.K. Sinha, and S.K. Sinha.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। आप सब टाइम निकाल के हमारे अस्पताल आए हैं, एंड एज सुधा मैम हैज सेड दैट दिस हॉस्पिटल बिलोंग्स टू ऑल ऑफ यू। अगर इस स्पिरिट से आप लोग चलेंगे दैट विल बी वेरी गुड फॉर अस आल्सो। सो आई वुड लाइक टू इंट्रोड्यूस माय सेल्फ। आई एम अर्पिता मुखर्जी। मैं मैक्स में 20 साल से हूँ। आई वाज इन साकेत व्हेन साकेत स्टार्टेड, तो तब से मैं मैक्स में हूँ, एंड दिस इज आवर 20th हॉस्पिटल दैट द चेन इज ओपनिंग इन दिल्ली एनसीआर। हमारे पास we have 13 hospitals, and this is our 13th hospital in Delhi NCR, and we have 25,000 employees in Delhi NCR itself. So a lot of people don't know about Max Healthcare, so मेरा responsibility है कि as a representative I should let you know about our group, and we are very happy to be a part of Dwarka. I was mentioning yesterday that Dwarka as a subsidy has really grown over the last 20 years. The time Max has been growing, Dwarka also has been growing, and I think all of you, a big round of applause आप सबके लिए जो यहाँ पे रहते हैं, because you made it a very nice and a very lively place to stay. A lot of the India's जो tradition, value system, family, greenery is all there in Dwarka, and I think the residents have made it happen. So a big round of applause आप सबके लिए, which is a very big thing. 1/3 beds हमने ICU care के लिए डाला है, because that's where a lot of patients की requirements होती है। एंड यूजुअली हॉस्पिटल शुरू करते हैं 10-15 स्पेशलिटी से। हमने ऑल 30 स्पेशलिटीज से अस्पताल शुरू किया है। वी ऑलरेडी हैव अबाउट 100 डॉक्टर्स विद अस। सो बहुत, एंड दे कीप ऑन फाइंडिंग आउट कि हमें कोई जानकारी बंदा मिले जिससे थिंग्स इजी हो जाए। आई थिंक हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि इन अनदर 6 months आपको किसी को पूछना नहीं पड़ेगा। दैट्स आवर एफर्ट्स कि जो भी स्टाफ सर्विस देंगे, दे गिव यू द बेस्ट पॉसिबल सर्विस पॉसिबल। एंड छोटे छोटे इश्यूज, फॉर एग्जांपल एडमिशन में वेटिंग, आपको एस्टिमेट मिलता है वो महंगा लगता है, आप डॉक्टरों के पास जाते हो वो टाइम नहीं देते हैं। आई थिंक हम लोगों को सब पता है, आई मीन एवरीबडी नोज दोज इश्यूज। एज अ हॉस्पिटल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर मेरा ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है टू एड्रेस दोज गैप्स, बिकॉज सब लोग अस्पताल बना लेंगे 5-star हॉस्पिटल, बट आई थिंक इवेंचुअली इट इज़ द डॉक्टर्स एंड द स्टाफ दैट हैज़ टू एंश्योर कि आप लोगों के सर्विस नीड्स पूरा करें। So we are trying to put in a lot of efforts on processes कि प्रोसेस ठीक से फॉलो हो। ICU में फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे मैं कह रही थी कि किसी को काउंसलिंग की ज़रूरत है। इंडिया में एवरी फैमिली इज अ जॉइंट फैमिली सिस्टम, सब फैमिली मेम्बर्स चिंतित होते हैं अगर कोई फैमिली मेम्बर हैज़ गॉन। इट्स नॉट लाइक वेस्टर्न कंट्री कि भाई चलो कोई चला गया। सो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द इंडियन वैल्यूज, हमें थोड़ा सा फ्लेक्सिबल होना होता है, बट ऑल्सो वी रिक्वेस्ट दैट ओवर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू हैव टोल्ड 5 family members, 20 family members will come at another time. So I think there is a handshake that has to be done from the patient side as well as the hospital side कि आप भी आपको समझे, आप भी हमारी नीड समझे, एंड वी एंश्योर आप पहले ही नॉमिनेट कर दो कि हमारे ये 5 लोगों को तो डेली अपडेट जाना ही है। कभी कभी आपके फैमिली मेम्बर्स विदेश में भी रहते हैं या कोई और सिटी में भी रहते हैं, तो वी विल डू अ प्रोविजन कि आप इनको वीडियो लिंक भी भेज सकते हो टू गेट एन अपडेट अबाउट योर फैमिली मेम्बर्स। सो इन सारी चीज़ों पे हम काफ़ी ध्यान दे रहे हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल डिस्चार्ज, जब पेशेंट डिस्चार्ज होता है वो सुबह को डॉक्टर ने बोल दी कि आपको घर जाना है, उसके बाद 9-10 बजे तक डिस्चार्ज के लिए TPA में भेजा, इंश्योरेंस में ये किया। तो उन सब चीज़ों पे हम काफ़ी ध्यान दे रहे हैं कि आपकी बहुत फटाफट चीज़ें प्रोसेसेस फॉलो हो। आपको जितना हमने एस्टिमेट दिया उतना ही हम अडहियर करें। वी हैव MRI CT। हमारा जो MRI है इट इज लार्ज बोर, बिकॉज अगर एनी ऑफ यू हैव गॉट एन MRI डन, I have got an MRI done. You feel very claustrophobic when you get inside the MRI. So we have got a large bore MRI यहाँ पे, so that आपको claustrophobia feeling now. We have very high-end CT machine also. Our OTs already have robots, so we have a robot robotic knee replacement. We may look at robotic cardiac cases also eventually. But at this point, we are doing robotic. Dr. Anand Saxena is here.
And thank you so much for inviting us. एक चीज जो हमेशा हॉस्पिटल के साथ रहती है, आई होप तरुण यू वोंट टेक मी अदरवाइज, बिकॉज ये दिल से बात होनी चाहिए, बहुत जरूरी है. इनिशियल 1 year the hospitals are very good, very and very welcoming in everything. वो एक कल्चर आपको देखना पड़ेगा that this should continue.
Yes.
You know, I can understand.
Very valid feedback.
It's a feedback because I have seen all hospitals coming in front of my eyes right from 1998. The hospitals they भी नहीं होता, because once you have taken care of that, I think the whole world is with you.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know about the world, but definitely Dwarka is with you. ये बहुत सारी छोटी-छोटी चीजें हैं, and as you said that आपके पास वो नहीं है, EWS नहीं है, EWS नहीं है because you have taken which means you are very clear how you want to run this hospital. But I have a very valid question to ask because you are right on the main road. A lot of people who are coming and they meet with accident also.
That we will take care.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, क्या जिसका accident हो गया है, will you take care of that,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
will be sent to some other hospitals?
We will look after. If there is no.
हाँ, so वो जो भी है उन सब का थोड़ा सा अगर आप ध्यान रखेंगे क्योंकि छोटी-छोटी चीजें बहुत जरूरी हैं. And on behalf of all, I want to say thank you very much.
So I think I'll answer your question in 2 ways.
Please.
One is that usually beds के लिए problem होती है. शुरू में we need you and then when the beds are filled, then there is that. However, I think this hospital is on 8-acre land, which is the largest land parcel in Dwarka. कोई भी hospital 8-acre land में नहीं है. So we have huge number of, our plan is to ramp it up to 1,000 beds. तो अगर आप देख रहे हो ये अस्पताल 300 बेड के है. वी आर प्लानिंग ऑन ऑन्को टावर ऑफ 200 बेड्स एंड देन वी हैव अ प्लान टू एक्सटेंड इट. सो गुड पार्ट इज कि अभी से हम प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं कि बेड की रिक्वायरमेंट्स होगी एंड वी हैव लैंड एंड वी विल एक्सपैंड इट. सो दैट आई थिंक इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, आपने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली कि वी ऑल आर ओपनिंग अ हॉस्पिटल एंड हॉस्पिटल इज एन इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड देयर हैज टू बी सेवा भाव इन ऑल ऑफ अस. अदरवाइज वी आर नॉट रियली रनिंग अ हॉस्पिटल इफ वी डोंट हैव दैट इनसाइड अस. So whilst we are planning to create a gratitude fund of all of us also, that once a month we have to help the needy. Sometimes our outsourced staff also falls sick and they should be able to use the facilities at our hospital and we should not send them outside. So we will definitely look at working ways and means that if people need us, we should serve. Thank you.
Thank you so much.